All right, welcome to this week's weekly Zoom session. Yeah, we do like I do this. I used to do this on Telegram, but our Telegram got taken down. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but yeah, it got taken down. So we had to move to Discord. And then there hasn't been really much engagement on the Discord than we used to have on Telegram. So yeah, we brought everything back this side. So. There's also the Hustle University. It's up and running. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to see the site. I don't know if you guys can see this, but yeah, there's a lot to see this
Yeah,
site.
shit.
Yeah. So people are bro, like people are growing, man, and I love to see it. I love to see it. There's growth in people's trading. Yeah, and I'm here for it, bro. Like, yeah, I'm here for it. We always have London sessions, live London sessions analysis, and then we also have New York sessions, live analysis also, or every single day. You see this is what I just sold, what I just showed you. Actually, we made these analysis yesterday. I missed an entry. I'll show you. I missed an entry for the sales, but I got in and I got something also on that. And then yeah, and I got in on the bias also. So there's something also we're working on the Hustle University. That's why I'm pushing for the 15 slots that we have available to be filled because once that is filled, we can begin. So I don't want anyone to fall behind because I'm not gonna be doing like recording videos for it for the lectures that we're gonna be doing. Yeah, I'm treating them as lectures. There's gonna be classes, but I'm treating them as lectures. And then those classes, they're not going to be recorded. It's going to be, you must attend kind of session. I follow it like forcefully so, because, you're on the House University, so you have to keep up so you can
Right, that
understand.
makes sense. Hold them accountable. Hold everybody accountable.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's what I always tell people. Like the House University is not a signals group. It's not a course. It's straight up mentorship. You get what I'm saying? So I'm teaching you how to read the charts so you can wake up one day and do it on your own. You get what I'm saying? So that's the goal. I may not be here tomorrow. Something may happen to me today. I might die, whatever the case may be. And then yeah,
Yeah,
who's
teach us how to fish, brother. That's why I joined.
yeah. Oh, you in there?
Yeah, I'm in there.
Oh, my bad, bro. Yeah, I
I
see you
joined
have a different
last week.
name. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, so we have that happening for those because I'm gonna put this on YouTube for those who wanna take their trading to the next level. Quit blowing account, just invest in yourself, man. The profits will come at a later stage. For now, the aim is to learn, and then once you've learned, then you can see the skill. That's when you can be able to put on those funds, performs, pass those challenges and everything else, right? So basically on these, the analysis I made for yesterday was from this to this, and then price to come back correct. Anything below we sell to the downside, right? So now this is on a 15-minute trend. That's why you saw these trend lines being made, but I don't want to confuse people, be like, oh, but you put in trend lines, oh, but this and this. It's still fine, right? So that
Right.
is something that we're working on. Just wanna help people who are struggling with marking their charts up because it makes things much easier. People can be able to catch up that much easier because if you can see it from levels like this, then what the trend line it will make sense much easier for you. You get what I'm saying? So remember, overall we find our trends. For you to find trends, you find trends on we find trends on 4 hour, one
Mhm.
hour, and then 15 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So that's where you find the trends most of the time, right? But there will be trends also smaller time frames, but the smaller time frames like for entries,
Right,
if
because they're a little more noisy, so you just follow the higher time frame.
come again.
Now, I said the smaller time frames are a little more noisy. As long as
Yeah,
you got confluence with the higher time frames, you don't really got to worry about the small fluctuations. As
yeah,
long as it
yeah.
don't break a level.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So for entries, you can use these, as long as you trade in price action market structure, which is ideally ICC, that what we're calling it. We're calling it ICC, but is
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it is price action and market structure, right? So when you're trading when you're in the trend is not supposed to break it as long as it keep on, giving those lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? Same thing if the trend was going up, giving you higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It has to continue doing that regardless. You get what I'm saying? So that's what you're supposed to see regardless, because that's a trend. So the indications usually comes from breaking the swing points. In this regard, you get your indication by breaking a lower low, right? When you're in a downtrend overall, if the trend is down, you're in a downtrend overall or a falling channel. Some people can call it a falling channel, some people call it downtrend. Right. So your entries usually will come off of this break below here. So there's also something that I'm teaching people also that sometimes even if the market doesn't come all the way through to into the previous lower lows, right? Market can
Mm-hmm.
just turn from here and then turn to the downside, right? And then most people I see they be like, oh, but size says the chart doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, let's get that one thing out, like that one thing clear. The chart doesn't have to do anything. The chart will do what it does. Yeah, we just there to analyze based on the patterns that we see on the market, right? But the chart
Right.
doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, the minute you have that, the chart has to. Yeah, that's a completely wrong mentality, right? So this area right here, that's where you focus it, right? This area right here, it becomes very, very important towards your, be able to take the intro, the continuation, because we had the initial breakout here, which gave you the indication, right? Which was the
Mm-hmm.
indication, yeah, the breakout, and then price when price was correcting to the upside, right? When price corrects back to the upside, whether into or just outside, right? There is going to be
Just outside.
yeah, either way, there's gonna be a movement here, right? That you're gonna notice, right? So remember, I said price when it's in a trend, it will keep the trend. The minute it breaks the trend, that means you have a break of structure, a shift in market structure, or change of character, right? Now the
Mm-hmm.
trend has changed. You get what I'm saying? So those are the things you have to look for in terms of what is currently happening, right? Because once price goes up, it will then be when price is correcting, right? Once price is correct, it will give you higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, probably give you a lower low or a higher low and then a lower high. Get what I'm saying? And then lower low, lower highs. That there is what you see here. What I'm saying. That was that shift in market structure where price was giving high highs, high lows, and then price give you high and then higher, lower low and lower. You know what I'm saying? Lower low, lower high. Then that shift in market structure is telling you that the correction is now complete. You know what I'm saying? Now the market is looking to do a continuation, which is now price giving you lower lows and lower highs going to the downside. You know what I'm saying? So you can look to take some positions from that market structure shift, and then look to continue with the movement to the downside. Same thing if price was in an uptrend. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, this is how private price might look like, breaking the previous higher highs, giving you an indication also to the upside. You know what I'm saying? This would be an indication to the upside. And then
Mm-hmm.
price also from the correction also, it will do the same thing. Obviously, also while it's giving you that indication, price will kind of on a small time frame will have a trend. Also, shifting market structure, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. You know what I'm saying? Lower lows, lower highs, and then higher, 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 low. That shift in market structure, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, that would be something of this nature where price gave you a shift in market structure, a price then broke below a higher low. That would happen something similar there where I just showed you. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that actually matter. That's where you get to spot to get those nice clean entries. You get what I'm saying? So that you
Mm-hmm.
can continue with the trend, overall trend, which is the bigger trend. You get what I'm saying? But you can find also the trend like I'm saying on 15 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So this the trade that I was in was actually coming from a 15-minute trend. Yeah, so this came off a 15-minute trend. So maybe people will be like, let me just try to like delete everything. I'll put it right back. Yeah. So this came off a 15-minute trend. So people were like, oh, how do I mark the charts? How do I know which low to pick? Get what I'm saying? Like it will always be there. Like in most cases, you look at the points where like, okay, price was, going up, came down this, to this level, made a lower high, made a lower low, lower high. Like it's small things you can mark this level. Like, okay, price would definitely, somehow it gave me a lower low below this low. You know what I'm saying? On a certain 15
Mhm.
minute. And this lower high right here acted as the correction when price went up to correct and broke below. You get what I'm saying? There would have been an entry there probably on a 5 minute or a 1 minute chart. You'd find an entry below that. You get what I'm saying? So those are the kind of things you kind of look when I be looking at as much as price is selling or you want to be in that trend. You know what I'm saying? So price gave another indication to the downside, kind of gave an indication to the downside, obviously, in terms of marking your charts. Um, at the end of the day, this is how they will all look. You get what I'm saying? So price gave an indication. Price given indication also to the downside. Same thing here where price given indication from this lows to the downside. Because if price is in a trend, it will continue the trend, just like I was showing, right? Price will continue a trend. Same thing also here. This was an uptrend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher low. I mean higher high, low, lower low. Get what I'm saying? So when it started to break below, that's when I started to mark off my charts. So these became indications when price indicates goes up, correct, indicates goes up to correct again, and indicates, and then indicates and then goes up to correct. You know what I'm saying? So this trade right here, it actually came off of a shift in market structure from a 1 minute chart, right? So I was looking at it. I also had a remember I said I was supposed to have taken a trade from this level where price
Yeah.
I did send these analysis where I said price would go correct. And then anything below this where the indication came from, we can be looking to take it to the downside, until where we start to see a shift in market structure so that price can go to the upside again to correct, because obviously when you trade the continuation, you're most likely also gonna be still in the movement when the indication starts on, after breaking a swing point. You get what I'm saying? So as long as you can see it on smaller time frames, I mean, on bigger, the same way you can see it on bigger time frames, actually, you can see it on smaller time frames. They're still the same thing, also, right? Price will always do the same thing. Whenever it's in a trend, it will do the same thing. Let me see. Let's just move to gold. Also, I'm just gonna take another pair of gold, but it's still gold, right? So let's take this on I think 1 hour. So as you can see, also on the 1 hour, I'm just gonna remove these. As long as also there's something that I always talk about also like the correlation. It is very, very important price to like, to correlate with the bigger time frames, right? So price broke below this this low that we have. Price broke below that, right? Price broke below that. Obviously, price came here, made these equal highs, or equal tops that we have, double top that we have here, and then price started to move to the downside, gave us an indication to the downside, right? Price gave an indication to the downside, and then as much as price gave indication to the downside, remember this say it does not, doesn't have to do anything, doesn't have to correct all the way into, you get what I'm saying? Just need to see a shift in market structure. Obviously, the shift in market structure here came from smaller time frames, like a 15-minute whatsoever. Get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, let me show you. When price was going up, when price was going up, it was actually giving high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high high, higher low, and then lower high, and then a lower low. This year would have probably been a good time to start looking for sales from this position. It then went up, didn't do, but on a small time frame, there was obviously a shift in market structures from this point, price going up, and then also shift in market structure and price started to fall to the downside. That's when the 15-minute trend, I think, started. Oh no, it started from this level, the 15-minute. Yeah, it started from here actually to the downside. Yeah. So then we now have another indication to the downside as we see now. We have another indication to the downside. price now give an indication to the downside, right? So I knew while trading, on that 15-minute trend that we had on the other side, or where I was showing you that 15-minute trend, I knew that okay, we have a downtrend on the 15-minute, but I know this is a continuation, it's part of the continuation where price has to go down and give us a new lower low, so that we can also mark it off that new lower low. We can also mark that new lower low, and then obviously look for price to come back and correct to this level. And then after price is corrected to this level, we can then look for cells that that shift in market structure also, to then look for cells to the downside to get another dual low to the downside. So it's all about correlating smaller time frames and bigger time frames. You get what I'm saying? So those are the kind of things you wanna be looking for. It's just a matter of correlating, or just ensuring that your highest time frames they're in correlation with the smaller time frames. So you don't end up buying. I mean, buying on a kind of a downtrend currently. Like let's say the market was falling and you want to buy from this level, you end up, or you want to buy from this level. It's like, oh, price has bought here before, let me just buy. No, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So regardless whether you're using trend lines, whatever, but as long as you can use it also just like a three-way process where price indicates, or you call the breakout the indication on ICC, and then the correction, which was the retest, and then price continue, which was the kind of a reversal happening, because price is currently on a full reversal for what has been happening. All these buys which were happening, price is currently reversing to the downside, because of those buys. You know what I'm saying? So that's what price would always do. A smaller time frame, bigger time frame, price will always correct regardless. You get what I'm saying? So, and also as you can see, price went up, price corrected, price went up, price corrected that move again to the downside, and then price came down, price corrected that move, price went down, price corrected that move. It will always correct, go back and correct or reverse to to account for that movement that it made. Same thing with the sales that which were happening from today is now correcting back to to these levels, so you can start looking for sales to the downside. So now you just need to use this information that you see on a higher time frame, and then you can go down to 15 minutes just to get that nice clean correlation, that like, okay, I see that price is correcting up, so I can see that on 15 minutes, or maybe like, yeah, on 15 minutes we might be having another, or maybe 5 minutes we might be having some sort of an uptrend that I can use to capitalize. I know I'm in correction, so I can look for to capitalize based off that. You know what I'm saying? So remember this speak about the shift in market structure where I got the buy on gold. So we had a lower high, yeah, which was broken. The market came and broke that lower high. Actually price didn't actually break it. Price made a lower high also, and then made a higher low. So as soon as price made a higher low for me on a 5 minute, I was like, okay, this might indicate that price may start to be bullish now. You get what I'm saying? So I had my buy stops waiting there, and then price went up. And then obviously in terms of stop loss, I had a nice clean stop loss back here. You know what I'm saying? So my stop loss I think was just about, if not mistaken, 10 or 11 points, and then I was willing to ride that move back to the upside. So that's how it was. Yeah, let's move back to where we caught the move. Yeah, as you can see, um, on the 1 minute, yeah, on the 1 minute, it had already made a shift in market structure. Was this lower high was broken already, so price was gonna come back. So once price was here, and I saw a higher low being made, I marked off this top. I was like, I'm getting in. My stop loss just below this. So that's what I said. My stop loss was just a good. Let me see. Oh yeah, it was a good 14 points. But on my what is this? On my Yeah, I think it was 10, yeah. On my MetaTrader 5, that was about 10 points, 8 to 10 points, yeah, somewhere there. So I got in on the trade, and then yeah. So as you can see there, there was the trade that I got into, and it did hit TP. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack, guys. There's a
So
lot to unpack.
let me
Um
ask you a quick question. You
Yeah.
took that buy trade, but the overall structure was on a downtrend. When is it okay to do that?
All right. Remember I said ICC is on is so it's like it's on all time frame. Like the way you
Right.
guys yeah, but it's just mainly price action, right? Understanding where you are overall is much better because now you can be able to capitalize off of those moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so even when for you to know that the correction is over, there's gonna be a shift in market structure happening. Price is gonna make a shift in market structure. You get what I'm saying? Like for instance, look at this. Price went up, gave an indication to the upside, right? Then gave an indication
Mm-hmm.
to the downside. Went up, gave an indication to the upside, made a higher low, made a lower high. Price, if it's just like I was showing you, if price is in a trend, it has to continue the trend. It doesn't have to, you get what I'm saying? You can't say this is a buy once you started to make these kind of moves. You get what I'm saying? Like lower lows, lower highs. It's not a buy. That's a downtrend. You get what I'm saying? Same thing if price was on a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. The minute starting giving higher highs and higher lows.
Okay, I get it. So as soon
Yeah.
as it break the structure to the opposite side, there's a potential that the overall structure is changing. So it's okay to try to get in.
Not it's not try to get it because even on a smaller time frame, there's still price action, there's still ICC. That's what I'm saying. If you can see it on bigger time frames, you can see it on small time frame. On one
Right,
minute,
because it's
now
going to happen on a smaller time frame first anyway.
yes, it starts there before it continues to the upside. You get what I'm saying? To the bigger
Okay,
time, to the
I
bigger
got
ones. Yeah. So now, from a smaller time frame, from the 1 minute, what was happening down there is price was giving lower lows, lower highs. It was coming nicely, lower lows, lower highs. Then immediately it changed, gave you a higher high and a higher low. I was like, oh,
you. Okay, got
we're having higher highs now and we're having higher lows. That's a shift in market structure. That's a change of character. I can either scalp this quickly on a 1:3, or I can just get in the whole move. But then I took the whole move because now I know that price has been giving us an indication. So price has to go up and correct. You know what I'm saying? Price has to go up and
you.
correct. So that's why I held it all the way, all day today. You get what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I get it. I understand.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe some people it might seem like, oh no, but it's not the same as yeah, like, it's still the same. Regardless, still the price will do what it does on because that's what I'm showing you. This remember this is on a 15 minute. All of this is happening on a 15 minute. You can still
Mm-hmm.
see you can still see the ICC on 15 minutes. And then there's the ICC on the 1 hour. That was also happening. There's that ICC on the 1 hour that I was showing you on the other analysis I made of gold on the other side, right?
Okay.
There's still ICC, right? Price gave
Yeah.
an indication, right? Went up to correct price, shift in market structure. Price was, this was lower than this. So once price started to make a shift in market structure, you could have also got a trade there because price was it made like it was in a continuation and it tried to go up, but then made a shift in market structure again. Lower low, higher low, and lower high, and then lower lows, lower highs. Then why not? Because that's what's that is what actually price is showing you. This is
Okay.
also an
Yeah, I understand.
indication. Yeah. So on the 1 hour, this is also an indication. You get what I'm saying? This is
Mm-hmm.
also an indication, also on the 1 hour. Now on the 15, this is how it looks. That 1 hour trend, on the 1 hour, I mean the indication. But on the 15, that indication, this is how it looks. On the 15, it has its own trend also happening of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs being made. So the way you see it on bigger time frame, try to see it that same way on small time frames. You will be all right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, just use bigger time frames to understand where you are overall. That will work best in like for instance, let's take this from this 1 hour indication that was happening, right? Price get started giving us, this lower lows, lower highs, lower then equal lows, and then price was started to move to the upside, gave an indication to the upside on a 15 minute, right? This was an indication to the upside. Price gave you an indication here, right? Price came back to correct. Anything above that indication, you know you can buy, right? But you know overall that price is currently correcting. So you don't looking to hold moves all the way. You
Just
just
get
wanna
it
get,
to the next level,
yeah, you
to
do
the
wanna,
next level where the seller's at.
yeah. So you just wanna be, like getting in like a quick scalp, that
Okay,
one is to
I got
three. You can get it 1:3. So now price also when it got here, it made a higher high, right? A higher low, a lower high, a higher low again. Now you can mark off this top and like, oh, I'm gonna take my entry from here. I'm just gonna take my, I'm gonna have my buy stop weight in there because price created a higher low on while it was creating a lower high and then a higher low. That means and I'm above a level where prices showed me it can buy. So why not let me just go for a quick 1:3? There you have it. You are out
got
in
it.
the next
I
30
see what
minutes. You get what I'm saying? That was trade number
you're
one. Yeah, that was trade number one, right? Price then broke above this indicator that you got that initial indication. Price broke above that also, right? Gave you an indication also again, right? Gave you an indication.
saying.
Price came back to correct, tried to break above it, right? Tried to break above that. Obviously, you would have marked the top of this, right? You wanted to have a higher low, so price can show you it's going up, but didn't give you a higher low, right? Price came
Mm-hmm.
back again, but then it didn't break this. Started to break this and then went out to break this also. So when you move down to small time frames like 5 minutes, you're definitely gonna have a trade in between here because
Gotcha.
price broke
Yeah,
up.
that
Yeah,
makes perfect sense.
exactly. It's still price action, right? Price gave you another
Just a
indication.
smaller time frame. And you look at, like you say, you're just looking at the bigger time frame to see where you at. Drop
Yes,
down to the smaller time frame, and then you can still hit the ICC from the smaller time frame.
definitely. Price went up, gave you a higher high indication again, right? Price came down to correct, went up. You would have like, okay, let me just look for price to give me a higher low. Didn't give you a higher low. Instead, it went all the way down, came back. Okay, let me wait for our entry, our entry method. Price broke this higher low, give you a lower low, lower high, lower low. Like, okay, price, I don't want to see price breaking this previous higher low, right? Then price broke below that. That was also another indication, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that one at the top is no longer valid. That one at the top is no longer valid. It is there so that price doesn't break it. If price breaks above that, then it's gonna continue to be
Then it's
bullish. Now you have another
bullish.
indication. Yeah, you have another indication to the downside. You wanna see price go back to correct. Anything below this, you're gonna sell, right? Lower low, lower high. Let me just delete this 15-minute one. Lower low, lower high. Get what I'm saying? Now you know, okay, I have a lower low here below where the indication came. Lower high, I don't want to see this high break above this high, right? Lower high.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's where you get your trade. Your sell would have came from here, but I would have preferred like from smaller time frames, like 5 minutes, because your stop loss wouldn't have been that much. Then you would have rolled this move all the way to the new indication, which then was where price came all the way down to. You would have rolled this
Okay.
move from Friday all the way to the indication. Now you see a shift in market structure, but I'd be like, ah, nah. You get what I'm saying?
Making them higher highs. I see what you're saying.
Exactly. So now this was a 1:11. You get what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
how it is. Like it's that's how easier it gets. Like price will always give you structure regardless. That's what we're teaching in ICC. Like I mean in what is this? In the Hasi University that price would definitely, it doesn't need to come all the way, but also it will give you structure the same way it does on bigger time frames. That price action that you see on bigger time frames, it will always be there on smaller time frames also. So now, as you can see, price. Remember now we've hit TP this hit TP, right? So now you had
Mm-hmm.
a higher low here, right? You have a higher low being that was made here, right? You have a higher low. You see why I'm saying price it always give structure when it's going up. higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? This was a higher high, this was a higher low. We made, price went up, gave you a lower low, right? Now, this is
Mhm.
signaling a shift in market structure. And look where price came all the way to. It just nicked the
Yep.
15-minute low. You get what I'm saying? Now this is showing that okay, price might be bearish now. You have an indication to the downside now. Let's see where price does. Even if you don't take that one, it's still fine. You can take this one. It looks much more. You can take this one. It looks much more cleaner,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. You want to see price give you an indication below this level, this higher low, right? Price give you indications below that, right? So now price needs to come look correct. Anything below this, you will sell. Price will definitely go
Gotcha.
up, break below lower low, lower highs. Now that you are selling, you're looking for lower lows and lower highs. You can sell it all the way down to the new indication again,
Yeah,
all
that
the
makes
way
perfect
down.
sense.
You get what I'm saying? As long as price doesn't break this here, you're still good to go. Anything below this would be a sell because also you are under a level where the indication came and the price, since it gave an indication on the 1 hour, on the
Mhm.
15 also, this is the indication on the 15 and it's an indication on the 1 hour. This here, this movement all the way, indication in 15, indication on the 1 hour. Now you know that price has to go back all the way to correct. Now price has been corrected. You just need a shift in market structure. Like I said, price doesn't need to correct all the way into the previous, lower lows. Doesn't need to correct all the way into there. You can just nick it at the top and continue. Doesn't owe us anything. Doesn't need to. There's no need for anything.
Yeah, you just gotta follow the price.
Yeah. All right, guys. The meeting is done. We left with, yeah, it says what, less than 1 minute. Um, yeah, pretty much. That's how you can. That's how we got that move. Also, a shift in market structure. Whether you can. We trying to add also some things but it's gonna be strictly be price action related. We're not adding no liquidity sweep. We're not adding nothing. Like no, that's gonna be also vertical. Is it vertical? Yeah, the trend lines. Vertical support and resistance or parallel support and resistance. Um, yeah, so we're going to be adding that to this just to help people with marking their charts. Just like I was showing, you know, just like we're showing all the way. So these are some of the things but I won't be posting most of these materials. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, some of the new materials I won't be posting them. It will just be for the university. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's why I'll just tune in whenever I can catch the zooms, and then when you get the slots filled up, that's when we can really lock in and get it going.
yeah. All right. For those in YouTube, if you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you wanna join the Asus University, you wanna take your training to the next level, yeah, you can DM me on Discord, and then I don't have a Telegram anymore. Anybody's pretending to be me on Telegram is not me. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for attending. You guys here, and those in YouTube, thank you for watching. Stay blessed.